How did my sister become the villain? My parents had died in a car accident a week ago, and the funeral was tomorrow. My older sister Grace came home from college to be with me, and she promised me she would call the rest of the family to break the news and invite them to the funeral we were planning. I was so grateful for her that I almost cried, but I have been crying so much the past week. My eyes were constantly red and swollen. I paused by her cracked bedroom door, fist poised to knock when I heard her speaking quietly. For a moment I was relieved, thinking she was finally calling the family, but I heard something else. "I want to thank you all for your support during this terribly depressing time," she was saying. I pushed the door open and my jaw dropped. My sister was making a TikTok wearing Mom's favorite locket and holding one of Dad's cigars as a prop. She immediately placed the cigar on her desk when she saw me and paused the video on her phone. She forced a smile that didn't reach her eyes. "What are you doing in here?" she asked. "Did you call them?" I demanded. She frowned. "Call who?" "Our family." Grace sighed and rubbed her eyes with her fingers. "I've been busy, Jacob," she replied. "I've been processing their deaths differently." I laughed humorlessly. "By making a video about them? Using their most prized possessions?" Grace glared at me. "Get out!" she snapped. I didn't listen to her. Instead, I strolled closer and spied her phone screen. It was open on TikTok, showing the video she just posted. 47 likes and heart emojis, 68 comments, people I've never met before gushing about how sorry they are for our loss. I grabbed her phone, ignoring her protests, and scrolled down. She didn't just post one video, she posted 11 in the past week. During the time she should have been calling the family like she promised. Tears pricked the corners of my eyes. I shook my head at her. "Why are you doing this?" I whispered. Grace sneered at me. "I told you, this is how I process grief," she snapped. "By turning our parents' death into a spectacle?" I yelled. Grace grabbed my arm in a death grip and dragged me out of her room, shoving me into the hall. "Get out!" she screamed, slamming the door shut in my face. I dropped to the floor as sobs escaped me, shaking my body. "The funeral is tomorrow!" I called through the door. "You didn't call one person in the family to come to their funeral. No one knows they died." Grace's voice came through the closed door and she chuckled. "They will if they watch my TikToks." She laughed like she just told the funniest joke, while my heart was breaking further. How could my sister use their death as a way to make content? For social media? I wiped the tears from my face and stood, grabbing my phone. I wasn't going to let this stand. I called Grandma first and nearly broke down sobbing as I told her that her son and daughter-in-law were dead. She didn't understand why she was just being informed then. I had to explain to her that my sister was a selfish jerk who only thought about herself. My next calls were to Aunt Jessie and Uncle Raymond. They were upset as well, but promised they were on the first flight out. I hung up with them and was about to call a couple of cousins when I heard Grace's voice coming through the closed door. I just had the most intense talk with my little brother. That just proves that grief breaks apart families. I'm not sure I want custody of him now. My blood ran cold. Custody? She was going to fight for custody of me? She was 21 and could barely take care of herself. The rest of the family made it to the funeral, but barely. They were upset and tired from their flights, and they wondered why Grace wasn't coming out of her room. I could have just left things alone and come up with an excuse for my sister, but I was exhausted and done. So I sat the whole family down and explained everything to them. I watched their faces go from annoyed to downright pissed. Grandma stood and marched to Grace's room, banging on her door. A moment later, she marched back to the living room with Grace, her fingers clutching Grace's ear. "Ow," Grace complained when Grandma finally released her. "Your parents would be ashamed of you," Grandma said harshly. Tears instantly filled Grace's eyes. She tried to make excuses, but Grandma wasn't having it. In front of the whole family, Grandma ripped into Grace until my sister was a sobbing mess on the floor. I should have felt satisfied. Instead, I was hollow and numb. Grace never got custody of me. I went to stay with Grandma, and I never talked to my sister again.